So if you've seen my last vlog, you know I won one of my first grants, and I asked you guys if you wanted a video about grants, and everybody said yes. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Melissa, the owner of Cali Meets NYC, and we are a home fragrance business based in Lake Worth, Florida. So here it is. This video is not just about grants though, because there's more ways to make money or gain money and gain capital in your business than just grants. So I'm going to talk about accelerator programs. I'm talking about pitch competitions. I am talking about crowdfunding, and of course grants. So there's a couple of things that you need to know before you start applying for grants. You need to have a couple of things in order before you even really start looking at them, because every single grant that I have applied for or a pitch competition asks for these things. You need to be a legal entity. So meaning if you are a sole proprietorship, some grants frown upon that, so that you either need to be an LLC or C Corp or S Corp. However, most of them want you to be a legal entity, meaning because they're giving you money, so therefore they need to account for that legally, right? Also, you need to have your stuff in order. What does that mean? Well, they're going to ask you a lot of questions. They're going to ask you about your brand story. If you don't know your brand story, you should not be applying, because you need to know all of this information. You need to know how you're going to use the money, how you're going to market your business. They need to know all of these things. They're giving you money. You also need to be the majority owner of the company. I shouldn't have to say that, but if you are applying for money in a business and you are not the majority owner, you should not be applying. The majority owner should be applying. So many grants and pitch competitions also ask for a pitch deck. Now, I did not really know I knew what a pitch deck was, but I never actually seen a proper pitch deck prior to me applying for a pitch competition in some grants. I did like a class, I did an accelerator program earlier in the year, and I actually learned how to hone in my pitch a little bit more. And I just applied for a pitch competition, and they had a video that helped me out. So I'm going to actually link it down below, and it's probably about an hour-long video, but they give a lot of great tips on how to hone in your pitch deck. Also, there are going to be eligibility requirements. So sometimes you have to be either, they want your revenue to be at a certain amount. So their minimum requirement is, say, $25,000 a year, or they want you to be making $50,000 a year or $100,000 a year. You need to watch out for those requirements, because otherwise, if you are sending your application in and you don't meet those requirements, you didn't waste your time, but it's not going to really get looked at like you want it to. So I would definitely watch out for those requirements, because each grant or pitch competition has their requirements. So I'm going to talk about the different ways you can gain funding in your business. One of them is grants. Now, some grants have requirements for you to use the monies acquired in a certain way. So either they want you to, it to go to, say, marketing, or it needs to go to fulfillment. Some of them have discrepancies where you cannot use it for past debts. So I would look at the requirements and really adhere to them, because unfortunately, if you do not adhere to them, because some of them want to see updates to see how you use the money. I haven't come across anybody who's asking for bank statements, but some of them, they want to see like an email saying, hey, I use the funds for this, this, and this, like a little breakdown as far as how you use the funds. If you say that, you paid a past debt, and on their list, they said that should not be what you use the grant money for, then you may be required to pay that money back. So I would just watch out for that. But grants are a really good way to gain free money, basically. And it is a lot of work to apply for them, but it's really great. A pitch competition is kind of similar to Shark Tank. You could either be pitching to investors who are taking equity in your business, and some pitch competitions are like that. Some pitch competitions are by judges, and they do not take equity in your business. So meaning it's also free money. You're really just winning over the judges by your pitch. So that is also accompanied by a pitch deck. That is another way to gain money and to gain capital in your business. I have done a pitch competition last year, so I was nervous. I applied for my first pitch competition last year, and I actually became a finalist. I pitched. I was super nervous. I had a lot of technical difficulties, and I did not place, but that, to me, it was a really great learning experience as far as I didn't know anything about pitching. I had no idea how to create a pitch deck or anything like that, and how to really pitch and speak towards my brand without getting super nervous. I thought the judges wanted to hear more about the numbers. The feedback I got was they wanted to hear more about my story. So focus on your story. Focus. Crowdfunding. Now, a lot of people talk about crowdfunding as far as like going on Kickstarter, going on iFund Women. What is the other one? There's a whole bunch of other ones, but those are the ones I could think off the top of my head. I have done a crowdfunding campaign. So I did a crowdfunding campaign early last year, actually. So I did a crowdfunding campaign early last year. I had, again, no clue how to do a crowdfunding campaign. My crowdfunding campaign was on iFund Women, and it's still on there. So if you type in Callie Meets NYC, it's closed, but it's still on there, so you can see everything that I have put. I will link that down below so you can see kind of what it looks like. And you can see like who funded and everything like that, and my prizes. So with the crowdfunding campaign, I thought you basically put your campaign on the site, and people come to you. That's not how crowdfunding campaign works. You actually have to go to the people. Now, there are some people who go on the website who are looking to fund women-owned businesses, and then, if they see your stuff and like it, then sure. But most of it is your family, friends, colleagues, this and the other. So you have to really, really reach out to your network. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of reaching out. And so I was reaching out via text, reaching out via email, Facebook, LinkedIn, the whole nine. I had put everybody into a category, and he said, okay, these are my past professors. These are my past colleagues. These are my past college roommates, and so on and so forth. These are my friends. These are my close friends, my close family. I had spreadsheets galore with my crowdfunding campaign. The one thing iFund Women does is they have a weekly meeting. So it was kind of like accountability meeting. It also kind of talked you through the process. And I looked at the crowdfunding campaigns on iFund Women that were doing well. And I watched what they were doing, and I'm just like, okay, this is what I need to change in my campaign to make it more dynamic. Okay, this is what I need to do to get to the next level. maybe my time frame was too long, and I think it was a month and a half or 2 months. You need to shorten it, make it, like emergency, like a dire need. And then I reached out to people I didn't even think who would give me anything. So that's something that could help crowdfunding campaign. Just note that it is extremely, extremely time consuming to do a crowdfunding campaign. Accelerator programs. So there are a lot of accelerator programs out there. There's the Sephora Accelerate, huge big names, Sephora, Ulta, Target has an accelerator program. Definitely get into an accelerator program. These are sure ways to gain lots of knowledge on gaining more funding and just learning a whole lot more. Right now, I'm a part of the Fearless Fund Get Venture Ready Accelerator program, and this is actually my second accelerator this year with them. And so I'm super excited. You learn so much in the accelerator programs and incubators. So incubators, accelerator programs, cohorts are all pretty much the same thing. So you can gain a lot of knowledge, and this is the accelerator program that helped me hone my pitch deck earlier this year, and I learned so much. And to me, I thought, okay, let me apply. Let me see if I'm going to learn something different, because it's not all the same. So, and the program just started last week, and it's definitely not the same as it was in the beginning of this year. So definitely, if these things come across your plate, apply. Please apply. Because even if you do not qualify for a grant, having an accelerator program and a cohort and incubator program, this will help you. You can gain a lot of relationships just by being a part of these programs, right? So even if it's not, say, money, but the knowledge you gain and the people you meet, you can't ask for more, right? So let's get into where to find these things. So Hello Alice is a huge resource. So go into Hello Alice. So sign up for Hello Alice's email list, and they'll send you new grants that they have. And then if you are on their site, you can go under funding, you go under grants, and you can see all the grants that they have to offer currently. You can also see what you have already submitted for them. I Fund Women, huge resource. Not only do you can have your crowdfunding campaign on I Fund Women, there are another resource for grants. So definitely look into I Fund Women. They also send out emails stating their different grant programs that are out there. So it's not even just like sponsored through I Fund Women. They also have a universal grant application. So that way, if you're on I Fund Women, you do your universal grant application, and things that you qualify for, your application will be sent out to those ones. Another one, which I don't think a lot of people know of, is She Boss Talk. Now, I saw her, I think, on YouTube a while ago, and occasionally she'll do these videos about grants and all the grants that are out there. I would sign up for her email list, because she'll send out emails for grants that are available. And then they'll have, grants through She Boss Talk as well. So that's another really great resource. The grant portal is another one that I heard, I've never used them, but I heard it's a really great resource as well. So they have like a huge catalog on all the different grants. My biggest thing is that I find a lot of these on Instagram. So you have to get all of these all of these companies into your feed, into your algorithm, and really interact with them in that way. They'll show when you are scrolling on Instagram. Black Girl Ventures is one that I follow. They'll post multiple different grants, and they'll have like grants for the month. And so they'll have, a carousel post, and they'll list the type of grant they are, a little description, and the deadline date. So that's huge. Digital Undivided is another one that does a similar thing. New Voices Family. New Voices Family is another one that they share a lot on their carousel as far as different grant opportunities, and it doesn't even have to be through them. It could be through somebody else. 15% pledge. So make sure you also sign your business up for 15% pledge, create a profile, and you'll receive a whole bunch of emails about all the different things in your area, different opportunities that are available, things of that nature. You also get a little bit more visibility on your brand. So definitely do that. Boss Woman Media. They just had a pitch competition in Dallas, Texas about 3 weeks ago. And so they have a lot of information on their site, a lot of information on their Instagram about pitches, accelerator programs. So Fearless Fun is another really, really great resource. They have a lot on their website about grants, pitch competitions, accelerator programs. I'm currently in their Get Venture Ready with Me cohort. It's their third cohort. And you learn a lot about the different dynamics in business. You learn how to pitch, the different types of pitches you need. Just a ton of information. So Ellie Talks Money is another great Instagram resource. So occasionally she'll put some reels out there, and she'll have like three different grants on there. She'll have grant focus groups where it's kind of like an accountability group. And so she'll have that. Sometimes she'll have lists. I would definitely just watch out for her. Most of the time I screenshot all these things, I save them. And then what I do is to keep myself tracked is I put them in Notion by the due date. So what I'll do is at the end of the week, or at the end of the day, if I see a whole bunch that day, what I'll do is I'll go into Notion because this takes all of 10, 15 minutes. I'll see all the ones that are screenshotted. I'll go onto the website, see if I qualify, because then you can look a lot more in the terms and conditions and things of that nature, see if you qualify for them. And then I'll just type in the name of the grant. I'll copy the link to the application, and then I'll put the due date. And so then when I'm doing my grants or I'm looking at it, I can just do by the due date. So that way I never miss a due date, because I have done that in the past where I have missed the due date. I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed it by day, or I missed it by minute, or I missed it by, 15 days. And sometimes you're like, I want to kick myself for missing something, or missing the chance to apply. Because, to me, why not apply, right? If you qualify, why not apply? Those are the things I do. I also put everything in. I have everything in a running document to apply. So you know how I was saying that you need to know your brand story, you need to know all of these things. They're going to ask you questions about what are your future goals, what's your hero product, what is your competitive edge. You need to know the answers to these questions. And if you do not, you need to figure that out, because if you're marketing your brand, these are things you should know anyway. Sometimes you need a little bit of help in order to do that. So what I do is prior to AI, I had everything, in a running document. I still have everything in a running document. And so what I do is when I'm applying, I type in the question, I answer it, because some of them are the same question, but they want it in 150 words or, less than 1,000 words. They want it to be brief, but it has to be under 1,000 characters. So I have everything broken down. I have it sectioned off and says, say my business, what my business is, what's the competitive edge, what's our mission, our core values, our products, our hero product, who's our competition, what's our target market, things of that nature. These are things that they're going to ask you. So I would definitely make sure you keep a running document. That way, when you are continuously pitching, or you're either, I have pitching in my vocabulary right now. When you are continuously applying for either applications, any application, when you're continuously applying for these things, they're already in your repertoire. They're already there. You don't have to figure it out. You could just reword it to make sure you tailor it to whichever pitch competition you are applying for. This is the very last thing I'm going to tell you guys. It is that some of these pitch competitions and grants and all of that, in some of these applications, they're going to ask you for a video. Yes, you got to get in front of the camera. Most of them, I would say 9 times out of 10, they're going to ask you for a video. Some of them are optional, but even if it's an option, just do it. If it says suggested, do it. Do it. To me, if it's suggested, it's required. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. To me, it's required. There's, just because it's suggested, that means put your best foot forward, do it. So I have several on my YouTube. They're unlisted just because most of them only want you to have unlisted videos anyway. So most of them, because I have several reiterations of these videos, and they are all asking basically about your brand, what you do, and how you're going to use the money. That's what they're all asking, and usually it's 1 to 2 minutes. They don't really want it to be a big production, and I would say, I think one of the things is they really want to see your face. They want to see who it is behind the brand. They want to put a face behind the words that are in your application. So those are the things you're going to need for a grant. So I'm going to have a lot of things in the description below. Please check it out. Let me know if this video helps you out. And if you like videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment for more. Until next time, bye you guys.